The following video is a presentation of nothing other than the Juice Alert. A live look at Jim Harbaugh and the rest of the Big Ten coaches.
Woo! Wow! Yeah! Wow! Wow! Hey! We're gonna start to win the Big Ten!
Or do they? What is poppin', y'all? It is your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, back here with another video for you. I'm bringing you the Juice Alert once again. And today, guys, breaking news, we are going to be talking about, Ryan Day stepping in as the head coach for Ohio State. Urban Meyer just announced that he is retiring from head coaching duties of Ohio State. He's retiring from coaching overall. A lot of people think he might come back for the USC job in a couple years if that's open. I personally don't see it. I think Urban Meyer's health issues is really what's holding him back. You know, he has a lot of brain issues, just heart conditions as well. I mean, I really don't know what's going on with Urban Meyer. Some people say he should be coaching. Some people say he shouldn't be coaching. Ultimately, you can see it even on the sideline versus Maryland, whether he's being dramatic or not, you can clearly see health issues are there, versus Maryland. Every time something went wrong with Ohio State, Urban Meyer flipping out on the sideline. It's been a reoccurring thing. And, I think his time was up, coming up anyway, because, he did get suspended 3 games to start the year because of him not handling domestic violence issues that went on with an assistant coach at Ohio State. I think the suspension was justified. I think it could have been a lot more. I think Ohio State did a great job in protecting him. When you're great at your job, they're going to protect you. So, they protected Urban Meyer pretty well. I really don't buy the fact that he doesn't remember half the text messages that he deleted, but I'm being real. I'm an Ohio State fan. But, that's not what I'm trying to get at. Bottom line, Urban Meyer is gone from Ohio State. He was kind of up in the air about coming back in the first place. He said he wants to coach at Ohio State. I didn't believe him for 1 second. I just thought he wasn't coming back for a reason. Now he's gone. And Ryan Day is stepping in. Now, we're going to talk about the state of the Ohio State Buckeyes. But real quick, guys, just hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Keep showing that support. Share this channel with your friends. Like I said, Urban Meyer's gone. Ryan Day is going to step in. I think Ryan Day is the man for the job. Now, before I talk about Ryan Day, I just wanted to give a shout out to Urban Meyer. He deserves to be celebrated. Had a great run at Ohio State. Took over in 2012. We went undefeated. Wasn't eligible for bowl games. A year later after that, didn't do anything the next year. We won 12 games next year, but his third year at Ohio State wins the national title, beats Alabama. And then, of course, Marcus Mariota and the Oregon Ducks to win it all. Great run by Urban Meyer and the Ohio State Buckeyes that year. Sorry. That team was stacked. That was stacked with talent. Urban Meyer's a great recruiter. That's one thing that I'm going to be concerned about. Urban Meyer, he's a great recruiter, like I said. We're going to miss his recruiting, I think. But, the very next year, could repeat, lose to Michigan State at home, disappointing loss. Very next year, we lose in the playoffs to Clemson, get throttled, 31-0. Urban Meyer, what are you doing? You had a month to prepare. Oh, God, but either way, still had a decent year. JT Barrett had sort of an off year. The defense played well, but just wasn't good enough to win it all. We backdoored in the playoffs a little bit, but that's not my business. 2017 lost to Oklahoma, and Iowa, inexcusably to Iowa. That's what kept us out of the playoffs that year. Still beat USC in the bowl game, 2018. Urban Meyer suspended, like I said, 3 games for his mishandling of a domestic violence issue that was altered by his former assistant coach. I think the suspension was justified, like I said. But other than that, Urban Meyer, he's been sensational. 82-9 at Ohio State. He's the 3rd highest winning percentage all time as a head coach overall, at Florida, Bowling Green, Utah, and then Ohio State. He's been an amazing head coach. He's top 3, like I said, all time as far as winning percentage goes for head coaches, even higher than Nick Saban. Do I think he's better than Nick Saban? No, but, Urban Meyer's right up there. He deserves to be celebrated. He has 7 wins versus Michigan, 7 regular season losses. That's unprecedented. We've run the Big Ten these last 7 years outside of Michigan State every now and then. Urban Meyer's done a great job. He deserves to be celebrated. Now, like I said, Urban Meyer's done a good job. I mean, I think we could have won another national title, but we didn't. But other than that, I think we've been a top 4 program the last 7 years. You know, us, Clemson, and Alabama are the only teams that won national titles since 2014. So, you know, we're really up there. My Buckeyes, we're gonna get back. We're gonna be there. But if I'm the rest of the Big Ten, like I said, I'm celebrating. I mean, you know.
Woo! Hey! We're gonna start to win the Big Ten!
Yeah. The coaching gap in the Big Ten, it was wide, I think. Urban Meyer, I think, really separated himself from Jim Harbaugh. He beat him every time. Beat Michigan State a lot. Beat James Franklin a lot. The coaching gap's smaller now. I mean, we don't know what to see from Ryan Day as a full season, but I do think Ryan Day's going to do a good job, you know. Michigan, they're a top 10 program. Penn State's right there, being considered as a top 10 program. Michigan State sneaks up on us every year, every now and then. I mean, you even got Wisconsin. Northwestern was ranked this year. Nebraska. I mean, the Big Ten is the second best conference in America. That's just plain and simple. I mean, some years they're even the best, I think. You know, last year, I don't think they were the best, but, you know, they had the best bowl record, 7-1, thanks to Michigan. We didn't go undefeated in bowl season. Well, Michigan, what are you doing losing to South Carolina? Come on, man. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, when the last time we faced the SEC team, what we do? Beat Alabama. Won the Natty. You know, it's okay, though. You know, you guys aren't on our level. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. You know, the Big Ten's tough. I mean, the coaching gap's there. I mean, the coaching gap has shrunk. It's not that big anymore. But I think Ryan Day's going to do a good job, you know. You know, he stepped in the first 3 games with Urban Meyer suspended. We won 3 straight games, beat TCU on a neutral site field. TCU was ranked at the time. They ended up having a good year. But Ryan Day, I think he's the man for the job. You know, Urban Meyer said he's the best offensive mind that he's had. And he's had Dan Mullen on his staff, Tom Herman, things like that. You know, Urban Meyer's been around some great head coaches. Sorry. So for him to say that Ryan Day is the best offensive mind he's been around, that says something. I mean, Ryan Day, you know, he got the best out of J.T. Barrett, I think. He helped get the best out of J.T. Barrett last year along with Kevin Wilson. I think he's gotten a lot out of Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins future NFL quarterback. But, I mean, Ryan Day's a great offensive mind. I can see the consistency in our offense. I mean, this year we are a top 5 offense. I mean, it's been great with Ryan Day. You know, he has coaching experience. You know, 17 years between the college level and the NFL level coaching. I think that matters. You know, he can do some things. You know, at Boston College, he coached Temple, Florida, offensive coordinator at Ohio State. He also was a quarterbacks coach for the 49ers and the Eagles. He got the best. He helped get some of the best out of Colin Kaepernick and Sam Bradford when he was in the NFL. I mean, Ryan Day, I think, is the man for the job. I mean, it's definitely a drop off from Urban Meyer, one of the best head coaches of all time. But I think Ryan Day can step in and, you know, we can win Big Ten titles, even compete for national titles. I mean, we have the talent, guys. I mean, like I said, we're a top 4 program in my opinion. You know, I think he can get the best out of Dwayne Haskins if he comes back, and if not, he can get the best out of Tate Martell, a 4-star player we have waiting once Dwayne Haskins is gone, undefeated at Bishop Gorman High School. But my concern is, can he continue to win big games, Ryan Day? Hopefully he can. I think he can. I really do. You know, we have the talent, like I said. You know, it's going to be tough to beat Michigan every single year. I mean, we've done it for the past 7 years, but why can't we stop? I mean, you know, we have the talent. I mean, now Michigan's a top 10 program. Penn State's a top 10 program. Well, it's right up there. Michigan State sneaks up on us every year. But, I mean, like I said, the Big Ten, it's tough. I mean, it's going to be tough. But I think the thing with Ryan Day is just continue to, you know, get your players to prepare to show up. You know, the last 3 years, I mean, Urban Meyer versus Clemson, 31-0. That's not preparing your team with a month to prepare. A donut, a shutout after a month to prepare in the playoffs? No, that's not preparing your team. You know, Purdue, we get shellacked this year by 29 points at Purdue, not even ranked. I mean, that's not getting your team prepared. You have to prepare this team. You have to consistently compete. The thing about Alabama and Clemson, the gap between us and these bigger programs, Alabama and Clemson, I would say, is not the talent. We have the talent. The gap is these players show up and dominate every single week and say, yeah, we're the best. We got to do that. We don't do that every week. You know, whether it was versus Oregon State, you know, to start the year, getting up 31 points versus Maryland winning in overtime. Urban Meyer was a wreck on the sideline. Nebraska struggling, Minnesota struggling. I was at the Minnesota game. I mean, we throw out Michigan. That was great. But the committee is telling you, schedule Citadel. Hey, Alabama, schedule the Citadel, man. Hey, schedule Citadel. Because guess what? Your ranked wins don't matter, according to the committee. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, we had so many great wins. We throw out Michigan. We throttled Northwestern, another ranked team. We beat Penn State. It still wasn't good enough to get us in. We had way better wins than Oklahoma. But what got Oklahoma in was their consistency. You know, we didn't show up every week. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So Ryan Day, you have to get these players ready every week and make them compete. I mean, like I said, and lastly, Ryan Day has got to recruit at somewhat the level Urban Meyer is. I mean, bottom line is in college football, if you don't got good players, you ain't doing nothing. I mean, outside of, Mark D'Antoni, Paul Chris, I think that's his name, the Wisconsin head coach. I mean, there's a lot of exceptional coaches. David Shaw at Stanford, they don't get great talent. They compete every year, but most of the top programs, Oklahoma, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, us, we're always up there in recruiting. I mean, now this year we're down in recruiting. We're number 12 in the country and second overall in the Big Ten right now recruiting, but we only have 15 recruits. I think we'll get that started. We have to land Zach Harrison. We just have to, okay? Because the thing is, last year, the number one player in Ohio was 6'6", 350-pound offensive lineman went to Clemson. That can't happen. We have to keep our players in state. And, like I said, I think we'll pick up our recruiting this year. I think some of it has to do with Urban Meyer, being suspended, our recruiting being down. But, Urban Meyer, last couple of years, 2018, second. 2017, second. Fourth in 2016. Seventh, third, second, and fifth overall in his years at Ohio State in recruiting. Those are all top 10, top 5 rankings. So, Ryan Day, he's got to continue to recruit at a high level like Urban Meyer. I think he's got to consistently get our players ready to play and compete each week. But I think the future's still bright in Ohio State. Urban Meyer, the Big Ten's a little more wide open, but I still think Ohio State's going to be there. We have the talent. We have a lot of players still coming back, even though we lose Nick Bosa and a couple other people. Even if Dwayne Haskins doesn't come back next year, there's no reason we can't win the Big Ten, in my opinion. So I think Ryan Day is the right man for the job. I wish the best for Urban Meyer, and that's pretty much it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It has been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, and I'm out, and go Buckeyes.